Dear students, welcome to all of you. Today we are here to discuss botanical nomenclature, principles and rules. First, the botanical nomenclature. Botanical nomenclature is a branch of botanical science that deals with determination or application of a correct name to a plant or taxon. It arose out of the need for a universal system of naming the plants. The purpose of giving a name to a taxonomic group is not to indicate its characters or history, but to supply a means of referring to it and indicate its taxonomic rank. The International Code of Botanical Nomenclature aims at the provision of a stable method of naming taxonomic groups, avoiding and rejecting the use of names which may cause error or ambiguity or throw science into confusion. Next in importance is the avoidance of the useless creation of names. First proper set of rules of nomenclature of plants was drafted by Alphonse de Candolle and passed by the International Botanical Congress at Paris in 1867. The code is known as Paris Code. The rules which now govern the naming and the names of plants, however, had their beginnings in the views of Augustin P. de Candolle as he expressed them in his Theorie élémentaire de la botanique 1813. Alphonse de Candolle drew up 4 simple lois or laws which were aimed at resolving the chaos in plant nomenclature. The Paris International Botanical Congress of 1867 adopted the laws which were: number first, one plant species shall have no more than one name, and second, no two plant species shall share the same name. Subsequent congresses and codes such as Rochester Code 1882, Vienna Code 1905, American Code 1907 and Brussels Code 1910 discussed various aspects of nomenclature and suggested many modifications and amendments in their rules. 2 codes, American versus European, existed till late 18th and early 19th centuries. Efforts were made to harmonize the basic differences between the Vienna and the American codes, and it was at the 5th International Botanical Congress held at Cambridge in 1930 that a truly international code of botanical nomenclature was adopted for the first time. International botanical congresses are now held at every 6 years, and the code is named after the place where the congress is held and is published in the year of each congress. Several changes have been made in the current code, which was adopted at the 18th International Botanical Congress, as a result of which the rules of nomenclature have almost stabilized. This was held at Melbourne in 2011 and will be published approximately in mid-2012. The Vienna Code 2006, which is at present available, is divided into 3 divisions: Division first, principles; Division second, rules and recommendations; Division third, provisions for the governance of the code. In addition, there are 5 appendices in the code. Division first, principles. The principles form the basis of botanical nomenclature. There are 6 principles on which International Code of Botanical Nomenclature is based. Principle first. Botanical nomenclature is independent of zoological and bacteriological nomenclature. The code applies equally to names of taxonomic groups treated as plants, whether or not these groups were originally so treated. Thus, there may be some names of plants, algae or fungi that are identical to those of some animals and protists. For example, the genus Morus refers both to a flowering plant, the mulberry, and to a bird, the gannet. Ficus is the genus name of the figus and of a group of gastropods. A separate code is also used for the prokaryotes, including the bacteria and viruses. Principle second. The application of names of taxonomic groups is determined by means of nomenclatural types. A nomenclatural type is that element, usually a herbarium sheet, to which the name of a taxon is permanently attached. What this means is that when a species is described, a type specimen needs to be designated that serve as a reference point for others to compare to their concept of names. Principle third. The nomenclature of a taxonomic group is based upon priority of publication. This means that the earliest validly published name is the proper name assigned to a taxon. The priority of publication states that of two or more competing possibilities for a name, the one published first is the correct one, with some exceptions. Priority of publication only applies to taxa at the rank of family and below, and does not apply outside a particular rank. For example, of two competing names, both legitimate and validly published, Mimulus, published in 1753, and Diplodocus, published in 1838, the genus Mimulus has priority and is the correct name when the two genera are combined into one. The principle of priority for vascular plants starts May 1, 1753, with the publication of Species Plantarum by Carolus Linnaeus. Names published prior to that are not considered for priority. Principle fourth. Each taxonomic group with a particular circumscription, position, and rank can bear only one correct name, the earliest that is in accordance with the rules, except in specified cases. The fundamental principle of nomenclature is the fourth principle of the ICBN, stating that every taxon, whether species, genus, family, etc., can bear only one correct name. Confusion would reign if taxonomic entities could bear more than one name, or if one name could refer to more than one entities. The names assigned as per the rules of the ICBN are known as scientific names. Scientific names are by convention in the Latin language. The scientific names of species are binomials, that is, composed of two names. Prior to the use of binomials, the designation of species was inconsistent and may have utilized several words. Principle fifth. Scientific names of taxonomic groups are treated as Latin regardless of their derivation. According to this rule, generic names, specific epithets, as well as other names should be in Latin or Latinized with the addition of prefixes and suffixes, whatever source they might have been taken from. Thus, every binomial consists of two parts. The first part is the generic name and the second the specific epithet. The two parts should be in italics when in print and underlined separately when typed or handwritten. The generic name always starts with a capital letter, whereas a specific epithet usually starts with a small letter. Principle 6. The rules of nomenclature are retroactive unless expressly limited. In connection with this principle, the principle of later homonym emerged. The name is a later homonym if it is spelled like a name previously and validly published for a taxon of the same rank based on a different type specimen. Different genera of the same family or different families and different species of the same genus cannot have the same name. In such instances, the later formed name or the later homonym is illegitimate and has to be rejected. Now, the division second of ICBN, rules and recommendations. The rules give detailed prescriptions on all the points concerned with the naming of plants. The main objective of the rule is to put nomenclature of the past into order and to reject the names that do not comply with the rules. The rules are mandatory to follow. Names contrary to rules are considered illegitimate and cannot be maintained. The Vienna Code 2006 comprises 62 articles which govern different aspects of nomenclature. Some important rules are: number 1, ranks of taxa. According to Article 1st of the Code, the word taxa signifies taxonomic groups of any rank. The taxa are classified hierarchically by rank, in which a higher rank is inclusive of all lower ranks. In Article 3, the principal ranks of taxa in ascending series are species, genus, family, order, class, division, and kingdom. Thus, each species is included in a genus, each genus in a family, and so on. Rule 2nd, the type method or typification. According to Article 7, the application of names of taxa of the rank of family or below is determined by means of nomenclatural types. The application of names of taxa in the higher ranks is also determined by means of types when the names are ultimately based on generic names. A type specimen is a single specimen or plant of a single herbarium sheet. This may be a preserved specimen, an illustration, or even a reference to an illustration published earlier. Thus, the family Asteraceae is typified by the genus Aster. The type of a genus is a species, that of a family a genus, as per the Article 9 of ICBN. Rule 3rd, rule of priority. Priority of publication is an important part of the rules of nomenclature and even forms one of the 6 principles of the code. According to Article 11, each family or taxon of lower rank with a particular circumscription, position, and rank can bear only one correct name. Special exceptions being made for 9 families and 1 subfamily for which alternative names are permitted. However, the use of separate names for the form taxa of fungi and for morphotaxa of fossil plants is allowed under Article 13 and 59. Conserved names are legitimate even though initially they may have been illegitimate. The conserved names may be at level of family, genus, or species. The same taxon may have been given different names by different workers. The later names are called synonyms and are illegitimate. For example, Pyrus Malus Linn 1753, Malus pimula Miller 1768, Malus domestica Borki 1863, Malus cuminus Poiret 1884. Here the name Pyrus Malus Linn has priority over other names and all other names are synonyms. Priority begins with the date of publication of species Plantarum of Linus, that is May 1st, 1753 for spermatophytes and pteridophytes, and applies to the rank of family and below. Publication of the names of spermatophytes and pteridophytes earlier than 1753 has no status of priority. Rule 4. Names of taxa above the rank of family. According to Article 16, the name of taxa above the rank of family is treated as a noun in the plural and is written with an initial capital letter. Such names may be either automatically typified names followed by replacing the termination AC in a legitimate name of an included family, based on a generic name by the termination denoting their rank preceded by the connecting vowel O if the termination begins with a consonant, or descriptive name not so formed which may be used unchanged at different ranks. Rule 5th. Names of families and subfamilies, tribes and subtribes. According to Article 18, the name of a family is a plural adjective used as a noun It is formed from the genitive singular of a name of an included genus by replacing the genitive singular inflection with the termination -ac. For generic names of non-classical origin, when analogy with classical names is insufficient to determine the genitive singular, -ac is added to the full word. Likewise, when formation from the genitive singular of a generic name results in a homonym, -ac may be added to the nominative singular. For generic names with alternative genitives, the one implicitly used by the original author must be maintained, except that the genitive of names ending in -opsis is, in accordance with botanical tradition, always -opsidis. A name of a family based on an illegitimate generic name is illegitimate unless conserved. When a name of a family has been published with an improper Latin termination, the termination must be changed to conform with the rule without change of the author citation or date of publication. However, if such a name is published with a non-Latin termination, it is not validly published. The following names of long usage are treated as validly published: Compositae, Asteraceae, type Aster, Linn. Cruciferi, Brassicaceae, type Brassica, Linn. Graminae, Poaceae, type Pova, Linn. Gutiferi, Clusiaceae, type Clusia, Linn. Labiatae, Lamiaceae, type Lamium, Linn. Palmae, Ericaceae, type Erica, Linnaeus. Papilionocae, Fabaceae, type Faba, Miller. Umbelliferae, Apiaceae, type Apium, Linnaeus. Rule 6. Name of the genus. According to Article 20, the name of a genus is a noun in the nominative singular or a word treated as such and is written with an initial capital letter. It may be taken from any source whatever and may even be composed in an absolutely arbitrary manner. The name of a genus may not coincide with a Latin technical term in use in morphology at the time of publication unless it was published before January 1, 1912 and accompanied by a specific name published in accordance with the binary system of Linnaeus. The name of a genus may not consist of two words unless these words are joined by a hyphen. Rule 7. Name of the species. According to Article 23, the name of a species is a binary combination consisting of the name of the genus followed by a single specific epithet in the form of an adjective, a noun in the genitive, or a word in apposition or several words, but not a phrase name of one or more descriptive nouns and associated adjectives in the ablative, nor certain other irregularly formed designations. If an epithet consists of two or more words, these are to be united or hyphenated. The epithet in the name of a species may be taken from any source whatever and may even be composed arbitrarily. Rule 8. Names of taxa below the rank of species, that is infraspecific taxa. According to Article 24, the name of an infraspecific taxon is a combination of the name of a species and an infraspecific epithet. A connecting term is used to denote the rank. Infraspecific epithets are formed like specific epithets and when adjectival in form and not used as nouns, they agree grammatically with the generic name. Rule 9. Name of plants in cultivation. Plants brought from the wild into cultivation retain the names that are applied to the same taxa growing in nature as per Article 28 of ICBN. Rule 10th. Conditions and dates of effective publication. According to Article 29th, publication is effected under this code only by distribution of printed matter through sale, exchange or gift to the general public or at least to botanical institutions with libraries accessible to botanists generally. It is not affected by communication of new names at a public meeting, by the placing of names in collections or gardens open to the public, by the issue of microfilm made from manuscripts, typescripts or other unpublished material, or solely by distribution electronically or through any electronic media. Rule 11th. Conditions and dates of valid publication. In order to be validly published, a name of a taxon autonomous accepted must be effectively published on or after the starting point date of the respective group. It must be composed only of letters of the Latin alphabet. It must be accompanied by a description or diagnosis or by a reference to a previously and effectively published description or diagnosis, or it must comply with the special provisions. According to Article 34, a name is not validly published when it is not accepted by the author in the original publication, or when it is merely proposed in anticipation of the future acceptance of the taxon concerned or of a particular circumscription, position or rank of the taxon, so-called provisional name, when it is merely cited as a synonym, and by the mere mention of the subordinate taxa included in the taxon concerned. Rule 12th. Author citation. According to Article 46, in publications, particularly those dealing with taxonomy and nomenclature, it may be desirable, even when no bibliographic reference to the prologue is made, to cite the author or authors of the name concerned. Thus, a botanical or scientific name of a taxon should be accompanied by the name of author or authors who first publishes the name validly. The name of the authors are generally abbreviated. Linnaeus gave the name Argemone mexicana, and hence it should be written as Argemone mexicana Linn. Author's name provide historical information about the plant, that is, when and where was the name published. If two or more authors are associated with the publication of a new species, their names are joined by at or and. For example, Militia auriculata, White at Aaron. When a name proposed by one author is published validly by another author, the name of two authors are linked by X. For example, Barbaris asiatica, Roxburgh X. DC. If an author publish a new species in the work or publication of another author, the names of authors are linked by in. For example, Nipita ciliaris, Benth in Wall. Rule 13. Rejection of names. According to Article 51, a legitimate name must not be rejected merely because it or its epithet is inappropriate or disagreeable, or because another is preferable or better known, or because it has lost its original meaning. Rule 14th. Names of fungi with a paleomorphic life cycle. In non-lichen forming Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes fungi with mitotic asexual morphs, that is anamorphous, as well as a meiotic sexual morph, that is telomorph, the correct name covering the holomorph, that is the species in all its morphs, is the earliest legitimate name typified or epitypified by an element representing the telomorph, that is the morph characterized by the production of Ascospores, Basidiae, Basidiospores, Teleospores or other basidium-bearing organs, as per the Article 59 of ICBN. Rule 15th. Orthography and gender of names. According to Article 60, the original spelling of a name or epithet is to be retained except for the correction of typographical or orthographical errors and the standardizations like U, V or IJ used interchangeably, diacritical signs and ligatures, compounding forms, hyphens apostrophes, terminations, and fungal epithets. According to Article 62, a generic name retains the gender assigned by botanical tradition irrespective of classical usage or the author's original usage. A generic name without a botanical tradition retains the gender assigned by its author. Compound generic names take the gender of the last word in the nominative case in the compound. Now the recommendations of ICBN. The recommendations are often practical applications of rules. The recommendations deal with subsidiary points and are laid down to bring about greater uniformity and clarity, particularly in future nomenclature. Names contrary to recommendations cannot be rejected but are not examples to be followed. The rules and recommendations apply to all living organisms treated as plants, including fungi, but excluding bacteria, and also to fossils. Now the division 3rd of ICBN, that is the provisions for the governance of the code. Provision 1st, the code may be modified only by action of a plenary session of an International Botanical Congress on a resolution moved by the nomenclature section of that Congress. Provision 2nd, permanent nomenclature committees are established under the auspices of the International Association for Plant Taxonomy. Members of these committees are elected by an International Botanical Congress. The committees have power to co-opt and to establish subcommittees. Such officers as may be desired are elected. Provision 3rd, the Bureau of Nomenclature of the International Botanical Congress. Provision 4, the voting on nomenclature proposals is of two kinds. Number 1, a preliminary guiding male vote, and number 2nd, a final and binding vote at the nomenclature section of the International Botanical Congress. Now the appendices in the code. There are 5 appendices in the code. Appendix 1st, names of hybrids. Appendix 2nd A, conserved and rejected family names of fungi, pteridophytes, and fossils. Appendix 2nd B, conserved bryophyte and spermatophyte family names. Appendix 3rd A, conserved and rejected generic names. Appendix 3rd B, conserved and rejected specific names. Appendix 4th, rejected names and all combinations based on these names. And Appendix 5th, list of publications and the category of taxa that are not validly published. This is all about botanical nomenclature. Dear students, we have discussed over here various divisions of botanical nomenclature, including principles, rules, and recommendations, and the provisions for the governance of the code. Thank you very much. God bless you.